The idea of the pick-me girl has gained prominence online in recent months. These are the girls who will put down other women to make themselves look good. They consider themselves not like other girls and have, ironically, become a new category for this very reason. In this video, I'll help you realize if you have pick-me girl tendencies, why that actually makes it harder for you to date, not easier, and how you can break free of this mindset moving forward. Hi, I'm Emily Baker from LoveLearnings. We share the best information about love and relationships that you'll find here on YouTube. While you're here, please click that little subscribe button in the corner and leave a comment so that I know you're watching. So, what does it mean to be a pick-me girl, and is it curable? Well, the good news is that being a pick-me girl is not the death sentence TikTok may have you believe. The truth is, we all have aspects of the pick-me girl in our personality at different points in our lives. The problem comes when you don't realize how you're acting, and you let it affect other people in a negative way. So, let's get into the signs of a pick-me girl. Number 1, putting other girls down to build herself up. This is the hallmark of the pick-me girl. If she's cruel to other women, even if she thinks she's being subtle, then this is a clear indicator of a pick-me girl. This can include slut-shaming, spreading rumors, or being condescending. The truth is that this is bullying, even if you think it's all in good fun. If she's doing this for male approval and attention, then this is an even more clear sign. Remember that respect costs nothing, and only when you give it will you get it in return. Number 2, she values male attention above all else. If she's only interested in going out if she thinks there will be boys there, then this is clear pick-me girl behavior. There are more important things in life than your next date. A pick-me girl will also monopolize a guy's attention in a conversation, focusing on him and never on the women in the group. This kind of laser focus is an indication of someone with a one-track mind. Number 3, she has low standards. Part of being a pick-me girl is not valuing yourself, so it's not a huge surprise that women like this will let a guy get away with anything. They'll go for the guys who only text her when they're drunk, treat her like an object, and turn everything into a joke. This is probably related to low self-esteem, which is something we'll touch on later in this video. In extreme cases, they'll also put up with guys who disrespect their friends, or are downright abusive. This is a pretty heavy price to pay for being a cool girl. Number 4, she has no female friends. Undervaluing other women is a sure sign of being a pick-me girl. This is a bit of a chicken or the egg scenario. Maybe she's had bad experiences with female friends, so now she avoids them and is suspicious of them. The more time she spends without female friends, the lower her opinion of women is, because she doesn't have any good women in her life. Number 5, she goes out of her way to get men's approval. This is perhaps the most well-known sign of a pick-me girl. She seems to think that male approval trumps anything else, and is willing to stab people in the back and put others down to make herself look good by comparison. And obviously, all this really does is make her look like a very negative person, and not someone you'd want to hang out with. Number 6, she pines after guys who aren't interested. Like having low standards, pining after guys who aren't interested is a sign of low self-confidence. Some of her negativity towards women is tied to her feeling like she has to compete with them if she wants to gain the interest of a man, and that attitude shows that she's going after guys who don't return her affections. Number 7, she's distrustful of her male friends' dates and partners. I understand caring about your friends, but you need to look at your own motivations in this situation. Even if you're not crushing on these guys, on some level it's normal to feel protective and even possessive of your male friends. But if you're not able to rise above that and treat the women they date with respect and kindness, you're a pick-me girl through and through. Number 8, she considers herself not like the other girls. It's great to be an individual, but thinking of it this way, especially if you say it out loud, is dismissive of other women. I think this ties to issues in childhood. Think about it. If you were a bullied outcast with no friends, you have to come up with a reason why you weren't accepted. The easiest thing to point to is that your peers are bad people and you're different, and maybe even better than they are. We all make up stories to make ourselves feel better, And when these narratives justify cruelty towards others, that's when you need to adjust your attitude. Number 9, she's fake. As I see it, there are 2 problems with being a pick-me girl. 1, you're treating other women poorly. And 2, you're not being true to yourself. It's fine to like sports, video games, and drinking beer, but if you're only pretending to like these things in order to impress guys, then you've got a problem. It's obvious that being true to yourself is not just a good thing, it's a necessary thing if you want to truly be happy. No matter how successfully you're lying to yourself, eventually it's all gonna come crashing down. So, now that we've covered these 9 signs, you probably have a pretty good idea of what makes a pick-me girl. And I understand why some people act this way, whether it's by choice or it's simply a pattern they've fallen into by accident. But I want to explain why you should avoid this mindset. Of course, there is the obvious fact that this kind of behavior towards women is harmful in its own right. But if that isn't reason enough, there's the simple fact that being a pick-me girl isn't going to help you be chosen by men. And here's why. First, it comes across as desperate. I think we all know how damaging desperation can be. Whether it's in a job interview, on a date, or around new people, looking desperate is a huge turn-off that makes people feel uncomfortable. I know it's easier said than done, but a good first step to avoiding this label is to think about how you're interacting with other people. Second, men listen to their female friends. And if you're alienating them, you're going to end up alienating yourself. This is a pretty easy one to spot once you realize it. It's the same reason that the entire pick-me girl trend went viral on TikTok. It's because women notice it when you're acting this way, and they don't appreciate it. And when women notice something, it's only a matter of 6 months to a year before guys notice it too. All kidding aside, men look to the women in their lives as a judge of character, and if they're all giving you the side eye, he's gonna notice. Third, you're limiting your connections. Some people treat relationships with others like a balance sheet. And to some extent, I understand why. You have limited time to spend with other people, and if you're prioritizing your time with your male friends, then you might shy away from making connections with women. But if you think about this for more than a second, I think you'll see that this doesn't hold water. The truth is, the more connections you make, the more connections you make. You don't have to commit to backpacking across Europe with these people. Being open, honest, and friendly takes just as much time as being mean and standoffish. And if that's not enough of an incentive for you, remember that one of the best ways to meet guys is through their female friends. So, what drives the pick-me girl mindset, and how can we break free? There are several sources for this kind of behavior. One thing is for sure, it's difficult being a woman in a modern world. And whether it's social conditioning or capitalism, we get easily sucked into a competitive mindset with the other people around us. And chances are, if you have a low opinion of other women, you've been mistreated by women in the past as well. And as you treat women poorly, they're bound to return the favor, just reinforcing your feelings. But if you're watching this video, now is your chance to break that cycle. And recognizing this tendency in yourself is the first step. Just don't beat yourself up about it. Remember, this is all about treating women with respect, and that includes yourself. So instead of feeling bad about it, reach out to the women in your life and let them know you appreciate them. And if there is anyone that you know you did dirty in the past, apologize and see if you can start fresh. Trust me when I say you'll both be glad you did. Thanks for watching. I'm Emily Baker, and I'll see you in my next video.